was getting to this. I had heard that they had a crazy schedule and that they asked a lot quicker than most studios. But I didn't know it was getting to this. So it says here that Marvel Studios, known for its visual effects heavy spectacles, is losing talent as visual effects workers lose patience with the studio behind the scenes treatment. I knew nothing about this. Let's see. Vulture interviewed several visual effects workers about their experiences, many of whom told stories about refusing to sign new contracts with Marvel after working on recent films or Disney Plus shows, such as visual effects technician Mark Patch, who was hired to work on an upcoming Marvel project he's just not allowed to disclose. While a typical sci-fi movie usually contains around 1,600 visual effects shots, Marvel Studios wanted a 10-hour show to have over 3,000 feature-quality shots on a shorter time frame. See, that's what I had heard about, the timeline thing. According to Patch, this would mean 3 straight months of 18-hour work days without any days off. Jesus. That's giving me anxiety right now. Like, I can feel the anxiety right here. Listen, guys, for those of you that do not know how it feels to work hours like that every day, I will tell you because I did so when I worked in the car business, when I sold cars, and when I worked in the home alarm system, when I used to sell home alarm systems to people. Man, you get in and you go to work, and work becomes your life. It's not the normal 8-hour work day that you know of. Work becomes your life. You are 9 to 9 every day, but off schedule, you work more than that because of paperwork and tightening up loose ends and seeing customers out of the door. And oh my God, like it's coming back to me. Oh my God, I feel it right now. Jesus. I know what it's like to work stuff like that. And I would never go back to those type of work weeks unless it was something that I loved. Man. Okay, so sorry. Everything was coming back to me. Oh man. Patch explained he left the contract after learning this. They said, okay, well, do you want a job in our next show? And I said, no. The owner of a VFX company who wished to remain anonymous also stated that he's consistently turning down Marvel because of their impossible demands. It's like no matter how good you are, your sanity, your peace of mind, trust me, it means the most. Unless you're working on something that you truly, truly love, and even something like for example, doing YouTube. YouTube can burn you out. You hear about YouTubers all the time getting burnt out, taking a week or two off. Some take months off because we are so dedicated to this platform and what we put out. And there's way more stress than you know that comes with being a YouTuber. So even something we love, we have to take a break from because the anxiety, the stress, oh man, it's a lot. You don't know until you do it. Plus you got to deal with your fans and everything else, and especially if you do something where you're really dealing with the public a lot. Like when I see people like say the quartering, he deals with people a lot because he's very active on Twitter and stuff like that. And he's got to deal with a lot. Like, I'm not that active like that with, especially the subjects that channels like his tackle. They're way more involved vocally in politics and stuff that causes a lot of heated debates and discussions. Man, the hell with that. To anybody that loves that, that's okay if you guys can do that. You're better than me for that. You know what I mean? So a tip of the hat to the quartering and other channels like that deal with all the stresses that come with all the, even like the Hodge twins, them dealing with all the subjects they deal with, man. And some people have a lot more fun with subjects like that. And that's why I assume that they do it. It gets a lot of traction, a lot of views. You can make a ton of money from dealing with subjects like that. And, but it takes a lot of patience and a lot of, just fortitude to deal with that. Like, I personally don't, like arguing, so I tend to say what I need to say, and I move on. If anybody runs their mouth in the comments, they just get banned. It's just how it is. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. But there's money in that. And some people they love debates. And like I said, tip to the hat to anybody that loves debates. But I couldn't do that stuff. You know what I mean? And you got to dedicate a lot to your channel, man. Like, I put out a lot of videos, not all the time, but most of the time. Like, I think I average around 4 videos a day. Some videos it's 6, 7, 8 videos. Some days it's 6, 7, 8 videos. And, I'd rather put it out, keep y'all laughing and entertained and move on. I can't spend my time arguing, So anything that, that goes back to the whole love of what you do. Picking and choosing what you talk about. Some things could mean more money, actually, talking finance, talking politics on YouTube. It pays more. The ads pay more because middle-aged people and older are watching those ads and those shows and those videos, and they make more money. Middle-aged and upper-aged people make more money. So those ads are directed toward people who make more money. Therefore, those ads cost more money. Therefore, you get paid more money on those ads when you get those. You remember when I did that Candace Owens video where I looked at what she said and I gave my opinion, and people loved that video that I did. And one day, all of a sudden, my money jumped. I was looking at my stats. I was like, where's all this money coming from? And I just noticed, I was like, oh, this is your top performing video. And I was like, oh my God, people liked that much. And I was like, oh, this is political. Oh, these ads pay a lot more. Yeah. So, but like I said, a tip of the hat to all those people that can deal with all that stuff. When I watch people like Roland Martin or Tucker Carlson or Jesse Lee Peterson, like, I watch a whole lot of people. Tariq Nasheed. I watch because I want to know everybody's opinions on it. As you can see, I'm going to right and left stuff. You know what I mean? Blair White. Like, I watch a lot of people because I like to know everybody's opinion on stuff. And I'll be watching their views, and I'm like, I know they killing it. I know they're making a lot more money than me with their videos, but you got to have a certain type of mindset to deal with all that type of stress that comes with that. Like, if I set my mind to it, I could, but I don't want to. I'm saying that. So, I know that these guys are probably, it's the schedule, man. They dealing with so much stuff with Marvel that it's like, yo, I know, hell no. So it says here on top of this, Marvel often pays 20%. Whoa, and it's to pay as rich as y'all is. On top of this, Marvel Studios pays 20% below the industry standard. This eventually led to multiple visual effects workers turning down Marvel projects after a Slack channel where workers shared their yearly salaries from different studios circulated among the industry. Marvel execs and producers reportedly sent emails questioning how they could stop workers from discussing pay rates, although Marvel Studios had declined to comment on any of their claims. So, this is what I'm wondering. Is it that they pay 20% below, but you get more work, which over time can mean you're being paid more? Or is it just that, or could you get the same amount of work, but get paid more working for other companies? Because if that's the case, then that's definitely unfair. But I could see maybe a company paying less, but you working more, meaning in the long run, as long as we like you, we like your work, you come back over and over for us, you're still working when other guys might not be working. You get what I'm saying? So you got paid more, but I still got paid more than you for the whole year because I worked more. I don't know, but wow. This is not the first time Marvel Studios has been accused of poor treatment of visual effects workers. Last year, visual effects artist Drew Druv Govil made a public statement about his decision to leave the industry altogether after working on films like Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man Homecoming. He called Marvel a poor client. He said he witnessed several of his colleagues break down after being overworked while the studio tightens their purse strings. Another report around the same time claimed that Avengers Endgame visual effects artists were told that the movie's release was moved to an earlier date. In response to the backlash, Marvel Studios is potentially considering its own in-house visual effects studio. MCU projects often include work from several different visual effects companies like Weta Digital and Framestore, alongside freelance workers and in-house special effects departments. That's interesting. It makes me wonder, too, if it's true about them tightening their purse strings. Is it because of the 120-something or whatever billion that Disney lost? Putting out the stuff that they were putting out that was just making fans overall unhappy, and people just weren't watching, Therefore, less money to go around. This is wild. This is wild. Wow. So, let me know what you think about this. It's very interesting. I say, hey, pay well, give enough time to get stuff done, and we are going to see some quality work. I've never liked the idea of crunch when it came to video games. Excuse me. And if they have the same thing in visual effects work, which it sounds like they do, I've never thought that was fair. I don't think that crunch is fair to people's sanity and mental state. A happier worker does better work. A well-slept worker does better work. I don't think we should work people to death like that, to where they're stressed out and having panic attacks and anxiety attacks and refuse to work for you. I mean, you'd think you'd from the Marvel fan side, especially during maybe Infinity War time and Civil War time and all this stuff, you're thinking, oh, it'd probably be a gift from God to work for them. It's Marvel. But it sounds like it's not. Post comments down below. Let me know what y'all think. If you enjoyed my conversation and talk on this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers will